My dad said I couldn't see you, and I just said, chill, Hank. You don't tell me what...
Close the door!
Oh, crap! Did my dad see me?
Hey, hello, how do you do? Shady Doorags here. Whoa, it's been longer than usual since we've done one of these, hasn't it? Not my fault. You intellectuals have been tearing up those superhero videos, and I gotta give the people what they want. Still, let's not pretend there's no meat left on the bone that is King of the Hill. Today we're looking at the episode Bad Girls, What You Gonna Do? Don't really have a reason, I just chose it at random. Well, no, actually I chose the Texas Skillsaw Massacre at random, but we already covered that one, and this episode was in the same season, so I was like, why not? This is one of those episodes I've seen before, but have absolutely no memory of, so I'm technically going in blind for this one. The episode starts in the alley where Hank and the boys are complaining about some graffiti. Not much going on there, just a setup for later scenes. Speaking of later scenes,
K107 is sponsoring this year's science fair, which will now be known as Rock the Science.
You're not fooling anyone, Barry. You're still wearing the same clothes from the anger management class. Joseph asks Bobby if he'd like to partner up for the project, but Bobby has another plan in mind.
I'd like to increase my chances of winning and decrease my chances of working.
Why? I mean, I get wanting a good grade and all that, but actually winning? What do you care about the science fair? Bobby instead asks Connie if she would like to partner up.
That'd be great! I've got about 50 awesome ideas. 57 if we're allowed to use radium.
Well, that's adorkable.
Why are you trying to get back together with her?
Whoa! What do you mean get back together? Did Connie and Bobby break up in an earlier episode? How am I only just now hearing about this? Wait, was it that episode where Joseph kissed Min? I genuinely don't remember what happened in that one. Bobby insists he's not getting back together with Connie. He's just partnering up for the project. Joseph mentions, however, that Connie might not have the same intentions in mind.
When she walked out of that room, she looked back at you. Dude, she might be thinking something else. Why else would the smartest girl in class want to work with you?
Wow, that's actually uncharacteristically observant of you, Joseph. That look back was indeed very sus. Though I will say that Connie and Bobby are friends, so it's possible that Connie might just want a teammate she knows she'll have fun with. Bobby is now convinced. Sandals? My school had a strict socks and closed shoes policy. Is it different in Texas? Bobby is now convinced that Connie does indeed want to get back together and starts to panic. Back in the alley, Hank and the boys are getting ready to paint over the graffiti. At first, they complain about how long the project might take, but then they're disappointed when it only takes a few seconds.
This is gonna be cool.
Here we go! This is the best day ever!
Size consistency. We got a problem. This scene and this scene don't line up with each other. Also, why is Hank the only one not wearing paint clothes when he's the one using the sprayer? Bobby has to Connie's wanting to make sure she doesn't get the wrong impression, and I'll commend him for that. It's good that he's not willing to lead his friend on just for a good grade.
Tell her I've always been into her, and that I always stare at her not because I'm creepy, but because I'm deep.
Don't worry, Joseph. High school is right around the corner, and thanks to your genetics, soon the creepiness factor won't really matter.
Hey, partner. I just got flipped by this girl who looked kind of like you, but she was dressed like a teenager.
Yo, was that a shot, or did the writers legit forget that Connie is a teenager?
That's Tid Powell, my cousin from L.A.
L.A.?
Yes, that's right. L.A. Flee while you can, Bobby.
She was so in my face I thought New York, but L.A. is even better.
Oh, you sweet summer child, you have so much to learn.
Ain't you the fat kid who jumped me? Yes, I am. Bobby Hill.
Bobby's comment was so funny, I missed this face the first time around. Woo, Connie, you got some feelings building up in you.
So, Tid Powell, how long you gonna be here on the third coast? Till I ain't.
Okay, props to you, Tid Powell. That was a smooth response. Tid Powell mistakes Bobby for Connie's boyfriend. Bobby, whose bag of pretzels is now empty, immediately shuts that idea down.
Catch you later. Catch you later's still a cool phrase, isn't it? Have you ever used it?
No.
Okay, phew.
Yo, Bobby, chill! That's 2 disses in a row. Is this revenge for the credit card episode? The next day at school, Tid Powell joins Bobby's science class. First sandals, and now a bandana and a crop top? Apparently Texan schools have no dress code.
So do you enjoy exploring the mysterious world of science?
Do you?
Okay, I'm retracting my cool points from earlier. That was an awful response, though not one I wouldn't use. Because Joseph is the only student without a partner, Tid Powell gets teamed up with him for the science fair.
I don't want Tid Powell. I want Connie. You want Tid Powell.
Considering a running joke is that Connie and Tit Pal look very similar, this insinuates Joseph likes Connie for more than just her looks, which is somewhat surprising, but also kind of sweet.
That whole family is hot.
That great joke is the only thing from this episode that has stayed in my memory. Later at Connie's,
You could do something with photosynthesis, but that's not very sexy. And of course, mitochondrial cell swapping has been done to death.
did I mention Connie's adorkable? Because good gravy, that is adorkable. Bobby breaks it to Connie that he wants to switch partners and team up with Tit Pal. Connie gets upset trying to talk Bobby out of it, but Bobby's got tunnel vision and those pretzels aren't gonna wash themselves down. He makes his way over to Tit Pal, who is, she was the vandal. Mystery solved. The episode's so casual about it too. The cinematography doesn't even focus on it until the scene ends.
I just want to come home. The Alvera Street Queen's still going off about that kilo you stole.
Nani?
Yeah, maybe I should give back what I took from them. Where are you gonna cop that much meth?
Oh my goodness gracious! My stereotyping about LA was 100% correct! I'd like to thank King of the Hill for validating my personal biases. Couldn't have done it without you. Tit Pal tells her friend that she'll just make the goods herself and she could trick a dumb local into helping her. In enters Bobby.
Yo, Cleo, that hot dude from next door is here. Call you back.
I totally would have fell for that.
Will you be my science fair partner?
Sounds cool.
So now Bobby has his coveted science partner, and why does she have a mug? Wait, did she steal that from the principal? Bobby suggests they get together to brainstorm their project, trying to make himself sound cool in the process. Tit Pal assures him that she's already got a project idea. This episode is called Bad Girls and it's about cooking meth. Well, I know what this video is going to be titled.
Luann, you're the hippest person I know.
That is surprisingly and sadly true.
I need to take Tit Pal someplace that's not boring.
I could not help overhearing, and I cannot help making some suggestions.
And this scene just got 920 times better.
The Pioneer Women's Museum.
Mom, I'm looking for cool, not lame.
Bobby attempts to take Tit Pal out on the town, but she doesn't seem to enjoy anything. The boy gets so desperate he actually takes Peggy's advice, but that especially doesn't work. Well, not until Tit Pal gets an idea.
Ooh, I don't think you're supposed to touch the women.
Got bugs?
I think the cow wants to milk Grandma.
It starts. You think you know a guy.
Tit Pal reveals to Bobby that she's the one who's been vandalizing Hank's fence and starts to do it again. Bobby hesitates for a moment, but with a little peer pressure, decides to join in.
Q-bag! Painterer!
You, inside, now.
You'd never make it in L.A.
I hope I never make it to L.A.
Bobby continues to mouth off to his parents, which does not help his situation. Hank grounds him and forbids him from going near Tit Pal. Hank, she's his science fair partner. He's kinda obligated to spend time with her. Meanwhile, at the soon-to-be Megaphone's house, Tit Pal is having a similar but also completely different conversation.
What is it with you beautiful Asian girls and that stupid redneck boy? Why so self-destructive?
Later that night, both Bobby and Tit Pal sneak out to work on their quote-unquote science fair project.
What are we making?
A candy machine.
Hard candy, chewy candy, sticky candy, gummy candy?
Just candy.
It's definitely hard candy. Tit Pal, knowing that Hank works at a propane place, tells Bobby she needs 4 full tanks to get their project going. Bobby thinks there's no way he's getting that with Hank's blessing.
Then don't ask him.
Love the read on that line.
But...
It's a powerful thing.
Sometimes I overthink.
I mean, what is Bobby supposed to do? Not break the law for the girl who just made his hormones rage? After stealing Hank's keys, Bobby goes with Tit Pal to get the goods. They run into a problem when there are only 2 tanks left outside.
So get some from inside.
Wow, another great line. Even the animation on that one was good.
You've already jacked his keychain. What's the biggie?
Ah, jeez, Bobby, you are in it bad. Bobby is successfully able to grab 2 more tanks, but on his way out, he spots pictures of Hank, which make him feel guilty. He still goes through with the act, but he does not feel good about it. The next day, Hank discovers the theft, but has no clue who did it.
Mr. Strickland, we've been robbed. I can understand wanting propane so bad you could steal it, but to actually go through with it?
Well, the propane is under my watch, so it's coming out of my pay.
Bobby proposes that he and Tit Pal use the profits from their candy to pay Hank back for the propane they stole.
Forget that. I need you to jack us some cough syrup, yo.
More stealing? We got heavy into that in the 6th grade. It's kind of played out.
Nice try, Bobby. Unfortunately, you and Tit Pal have different sensibilities on what's cool. Peer pressure isn't going to work on her because she doesn't view you as a peer. In short, she doesn't care what you think. Tit Pal tries to lay the moves on Bobby yet again, but her spell is starting to wear off.
I got $5. We can go buy a bottle of children's cherry.
Man, you are so weak.
That's the thing about dopamine hits. You have to either take time between usage or up the dosage. Otherwise, they get weaker and weaker until they just flat out stop working. Yes, I realize the irony here. The day of the science fair arrives, but Tit Pal is nowhere to be seen. Bobby says screw it and decides to just do the project by himself.
I want to go to school and win that science fair. And when I come home, the only thing I'm putting on Dad's fence is a blue ribbon.
All right, the episode's doing a decent job redeeming Bobby's character. He messed up, but he feels guilty and is putting in effort to at least somewhat correct his mistakes. Tit Pal comes back to get her supplies so she can make the goods and split town, but finds it's all been swiped. She figures Bobby must have taken it and heads to the science fair.
You brought it here. You are one dumb pig farmer.
What are you yelling at me for?
Yeah, what are you yelling at him for? You told him it was for the science fair. Did you not think he might take it to said science fair? Call him dumb all you want, but that was totally on you. Tit Pal bails when she sees that a cop is one of the judges.
But if you leave, you won't get any credit.
It's all yours, man.
Fine. More A's for me.
Connie, still salty about life, comes to trash talk Bobby. However, she's actually smart, so when she sees the ingredients Bobby is sciencing with, she puts 2 and 2 together.
Bobby, you're not making candy. It's drugs, Bobby. The kind you go to jail for.
She set me up. You were so right about her.
Yep.
Yeah, it's petty, but I can't do anything but empathize with Connie. It feels so good when someone you've been arguing with has to admit they're wrong, especially when it's about something or someone you don't like. Bobby begs Connie to help him, but she declines and leaves him to his fate.
Candy. Let me try a piece.
No. The experiment is a failure. I'll take the F, sir.
You know who has a sweet tooth? Officer Soto. Chad!
But did you not hear him? If a food experiment is a failure, that could mean all sorts of things, including that it's not edible. Also, you don't even know if it's done yet. My headcanon is that this teacher knows what all of this is and is intentionally trying to get Bobby in trouble. Before the sinister Barry clone can fulfill his master plan, however...
What the heck is wrong with you?
It was an accident. Prove it wasn't, yo.
Connie, my goodness gracious, that was beautiful. Not only did you save Bobby, making yourself look completely selfless, but you did it in an ironically cool way.
Dude, she might be thinking something else. When she walked out of that room, she looked back at you.
I friggin' love this moment. It makes Connie look absolutely amazing. That being said, I do have a nitpick of it. Connie would definitely get in trouble for what she just did. I think a slight tweak that would have worked better is if they showed that the cannon had clearly just been fired while Connie was walking away from it. That way there's no real proof she aimed it at Bobby. Bobby could thank her for what she did, and then she could say the accident line, denying that she actually helped him. Don't get it twisted though, the scene is still great and Connie might just be my new favorite King of the Hill character. Elsewhere, we see the fate of Tit Pal. Apparently, her relatives caught wind of her shenanigans. I'm guessing Connie gladly ratted her out, and she was sent to another uncle who is a cow farmer. Ironic, but a pig farmer would have worked better. The episode ends with the Hills enjoying a meal at the sushi place that Bobby tried to take Tit Pal to. Bobby learns to appreciate what his town has to offer, and Hank and Peggy enjoy trying a new experience. And that was Bad Girls, What You Gonna Do? Great episode. The comedy hits, and while the lesson is extremely basic, it works. Don't let yourself be peer pressured, kids. Not really much need for elaboration there. The episode also confirms what we all know to be true in our hearts, that people from LA are evil. That's a fact. I think the most I'm getting out of this one is just how much of a star Connie is. I mean, I've always liked Connie, and I've seen other episodes where she does great, but her adorable nature here, combined with that amazing moment at the end, it's making me look forward to more Connie episodes. All in all, a simple and fun episode that demonstrates that being quote-unquote cool isn't always what it's cracked up to be. This has been Shady Doorags. So long. Farewell. Auf Wiedersehen. Goodbye.